Hello. All right, so you got a handout, and if you didn't, I really suggest you grab one. They're for the end, so you guys can try them now, but we'll use them in the end. All right, hello. My name is Sarah Brainard, or Sadie for most of you. My talk is called Can You Climb a Tree? Think about it. We'll come back to that at the end as well. All right. I would like you guys to close your eyes for a moment and think back to your early education. Kindergarten, middle school, to high school, to senior year. Did you feel smart? Did you feel like you were good at it? Did people tell you you were exceptional? Did people tell you that you were brilliant? Some of you may be thinking yes. Some of you may be thinking no. And I'm just an 18-year-old senior, but I think the answer is yes to all of you. But some of you may not be verbal linguistic learners. People who work best in a classroom setting where you're getting spoken to and you're taking notes. Some of you may not be verbal linguistic learners. Some of you may be bodily kinesthetic learners, people who learn while doing stuff. And some of you may be intrapersonal learners, somebody who learns while bouncing their ideas off of other people. And that's okay. I'm a intrapersonal learner. And that's okay. But the traditional school system doesn't necessarily teach to all of those different learning styles. And it's ludicrous. I mean, people are intelligent, everybody's intelligent. Some just may not be intelligent in this way. And schools like Remsel, expeditionary learning, outward bound schools, try and teach to more of the intelligences. And it's the way that we should be teaching our children. We have expeditionary learning, where you go out and you actually get to experience what you're learning about. And that works for those kinesthetic learners. And to go and look at the ants as they carry over 100 times their weight, or to try and carry 100 times your weight on your back, you learn to appreciate that, and it creates more muscle memory. And you learn better. And outward bound, people going out and experiencing things. And they get to break through these restrictions or these self-imposed limits or outside-imposed limits. For instance, we had a kid on the 7th grade trip who wasn't comfortable biking, who didn't bike a lot. But he was in a situation where he was pushed to push himself. And he rode the whole time, almost the whole time, walked his bike once, and that was at the end. Where his classmates were walking their bikes, people who were more experienced. And he can take that to job interviews and to the real world, to tests. He knows that he might be miserable in the moment, but he'll feel so great at the end. And he has that experience, and he knows it. And he can go into a job interview where he's extremely nervous and is like me, and right now, and will rock it. And he'll be so nervous in the beginning or throughout the whole presentation. And when he's done, he'll feel amazing. And he'll know that he can do it because of this experience. And we have another student who was afraid of heights. And you can't see it, but beyond this picture, there was a massive cliff. And into a canyon. And they had to climb up that ladder. I had to climb up that ladder. I was frightened. I was scared. And I'm not normally afraid of heights. And this kid was deathly afraid of heights. And he's on that ladder. He climbed that ladder, and he knows that he can, overcome these fears that he has because of experiences like this, because of experiences outdoor education gives him. And he'll know that he can overcome fears in the real world. And that's something that I believe is crucial to people's learning. All right, so now you may look at the pictures, and there's instructions. You cover your left eye and look at the plus with your right eye, and move it back and forth until the circle disappears. And you guys should see the sheet metal. Your eyes create what they think they see, even though it's a blind spot. You're not seeing the circle. On this, you're seeing the yellow. On that, you're seeing the sheet metal. And it's remarkable that your brain does that. And I'm here to tell you that there's a blind spot in education. There's a blind spot when it comes to teaching, because we have this traditional learning style where it doesn't fit everybody. It maybe only fits one or two of the intelligences. But we know that it's not for everybody. And there's this remarkable blind spot in education that we ignore, that our brain fills with what we believe is supposed to be there, even though it's not supposed to be there. And people like these folks, great learners, Galileo and, yeah, they went their whole life. These are great thinkers. And they went their whole life without knowing about this blind spot. But we know, and we ignore it. Our brain fills it in. And I'm going to leave you here today with this. Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing it's stupid. If you judge somebody by the way they learn in the environment that they don't learn best in, they'll believe they're stupid their whole life, which is ludicrous. It's ridiculous. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Do you get sick of us after a few days?
No.
How did you get to be so amazing?
It's a good question.
If all learners can learn this way, like some people who learn like this better can't learn in a regular schoolroom, but everybody can learn expeditionary style.
What's great about schools like Remsel is that they pair classroom education with experiential education and outdoor education. So it tries to reach out to every group. And something I forgot to mention was that it's always changing. Schools like Remsel are always changing. And they're changing because they want to do what's best for the student. And they want to figure out what's best. So if they try something and they realize it's not best, we change it. And that's why schools like Remsel are great. That's why schools that are expeditionary learning and outward bound are great.